It was a cold and rainy evening in Abuja. The sky was dark, and heavy clouds covered the moon. Cars passed quickly, their lights flashing across the wet road. Most people were home, safe and warm. But not Ruth. She sat alone at a closed roadside shop, hugging her stomach, which was big and round. She was heavily pregnant, 8 months, maybe even more. Her clothes were dirty. Her feet were swollen. She hadn't eaten all day. Her hair was messy and stuck to her face from the rain. People passed her, but no one stopped. Some looked away. Others looked at her with pity, but they kept walking. No one wanted to get involved. Ruth had been sleeping outside for days. She had no family in Abuja. No friends. No money. She had come from another city, running from something or someone she never talked about. All she had was the baby inside her. That night, she felt weak. Her back hurt. Her head was spinning. She closed her eyes and whispered a prayer. Lord, I know I've made mistakes. But please, don't let me die like this. Not with this child in my belly. Just then, a black Range Rover slowed down in front of her. The car stopped. The window rolled down. A man in a suit leaned out. "Excuse me," he said gently. "Are you okay?" Ruth opened her eyes and looked up slowly. The man looked like someone from TV, rich, clean, confident. She was scared at first. But something about his voice was kind. "I'm hungry," she whispered. The man stepped out of the car without fear. He opened the back door and offered her his hand. "You shouldn't be out here. You're pregnant. Come with me. I'll help you." Ruth hesitated. She had trusted the wrong people before. But she was too weak to say no. She nodded slowly. "My name is Ruth," she whispered as he helped her into the car. The man smiled. "I'm Michael Emmanuel." He turned on the heat, handed her a bottle of water, and called someone on the phone. "Please prepare the guest room. I'm bringing someone home." 40 minutes later, they arrived at a large mansion on the hill. It had high walls, tall trees, and security cameras on every corner. 2 guards opened the gate. Ruth had never seen anything like it. She was carried gently inside and laid on a soft bed. Clean blankets were placed on her. A hot meal was prepared. A doctor was called. Still half asleep, Ruth heard someone say, "She'll be okay. Just exhausted and dehydrated. The baby is strong." The next morning, she woke up in a white room with golden curtains and a ceiling fan that spun slowly. The smell of fresh bread and tea filled the air. She sat up, confused. Was she dreaming? Then she saw a note on the table. "Rest. Eat. You are safe now. Michael." Tears ran down Ruth's cheeks. For the first time in months, someone cared. She touched her belly. The baby kicked. She smiled for the first time in a long time. A knock came on the door. A woman in a white uniform entered. "Good morning, madam," she said softly. "I'm Nurse Lydia. Mr. Michael asked me to check on you and the baby." Ruth's eyes widened. He brought a nurse." "Yes," Nurse Lydia said. "He's already gone to work, but he left instructions. You'll be taken care of here. Just relax." After checking her blood pressure and listening to the baby's heartbeat, the nurse smiled. "Your baby is strong," she said. "And you'll be fine if you rest and eat well." Soon after, a tray of hot food was brought in. Yam porridge, fresh fruit, and a cup of warm tea. Ruth ate slowly, tears forming in her eyes again. For the first time in a long time, she didn't feel like trash. She didn't feel alone. Someone was treating her like a human being, like she mattered. Later that evening, Michael returned. He wore a gray suit and carried a small gift bag. He knocked gently before entering. "How are you feeling?" he asked. Ruth sat up quickly and pulled the bedsheet over her chest, still shy. "I'm okay, sir. Thank you." Michael smiled. "No need to be afraid. I'm not here to hurt you." He handed her the gift bag. Inside was a clean nightgown and slippers. Ruth's hands shook as she took them. "You didn't have to do all this for me," she whispered. Michael sat on the chair near the bed. "I know I didn't," he said. "But sometimes, God puts someone in your path, and you're supposed to help them. That's what I believe." Ruth looked down. She hadn't heard words like that in years. Over the next few weeks, Michael made sure Ruth had everything she needed. He called a private doctor to run full tests. He hired a cook to make her meals. He gave her a new phone, a small Bible, and told his staff, "She is my guest. Treat her with respect." At first, the staff were confused. Why was their billionaire boss taking in a random pregnant woman from the street? But they dared not question him. Soon, Ruth began to glow. She wore clean clothes. Her face looked brighter. She gained some weight. Her cheeks became fuller. Michael would visit her every evening after work. Sometimes, they talked about her childhood. Other times, they just sat in silence, watching the news or listening to gospel music. He never asked about the baby's father. He never pushed her to share anything she wasn't ready to say. All he said was, "This house is your home until you're strong enough to stand on your own feet." One afternoon, as they walked through the garden, Ruth paused and touched her belly. "His name will be Samuel," she said. Michael smiled. "Like the prophet?" "Yes," Ruth nodded. "Because this child is the only reason I kept going. I would have given up if not for him." Michael didn't say anything for a moment. Then he whispered, "I believe God sent you here for a reason. Maybe he also sent Samuel to change your story." Ruth's eyes filled with tears. She was beginning to trust him. What she didn't know was that Michael was also starting to care more than he expected. That night, after Ruth had gone to bed, Michael sat alone in his study. He looked at a photo on his desk, a picture of his late mother, a strong Christian woman who always taught him to help the broken. He whispered to himself, "Mom, I hope I'm doing the right thing." But deep down, something in his heart warned him. Be careful. Not all who cry are innocent. By the second month, Ruth no longer